Welcome to Survivor Blogs, Redemption Island, episode 6. I'm going to do something a little different this week, I think. I'm going to talk about each individual player. I'm not going to try to go through the show play by play like I usually do. I'm going to talk about each individual player and what I think of them at this point. Let's start with Redemption Island people. Matt is becoming my favorite player. And it looks like he's got a really good chance of getting back in the game. I mean, this guy can't be beat out there. I knew from the previews last week that he would triumph once again. When they show him kind of failing to open the bag, it's like, yeah, that's just a red herring. He's gonna get it open. He's gonna pull ahead, and he's gonna win, and he did. It was tense though. I was actually like, come on. Krista, she kind of she kind of redeemed herself with me last night. The bonding with Matt, and I'm not going to go into the whole Bible thing and the whole Christianity thing, but just the bonding with Matt, that was cute. I really liked it. Redemption Island would be kind of a sucky, lonely place to be. I thought it was kind of cute that the two were bonding together, but I'm glad that Matt won. Matt is my favorite now. I really like Matt, and I think he's actually getting himself in a position where he's got a chance to actually win the whole thing. He's just got to make it through Redemption Island. I don't think Stephanie's going to be a big problem, but I don't know how much longer he's going to have to be there. Maybe another 2 or 3 episodes. We'll see. Let's see what else happened last night. I mean, who else can I talk about? Let's go to the Zapatera tribe. Steve, let's start with him. Steve is one of my favorites to win at this point. But Steve, last night he was getting paranoid because Krista and Stephanie voted for him. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I don't really like Krista or Stephanie all that much, but honest to God, who were they supposed to vote for? I mean, they knew they were on the outs, and they're looking at this wolf pack of 6, who alliance of 6 strong, and they're trying to cut the head off the leader. I mean, Steve, take it as a compliment. They could have voted for Sarita, or they could have voted for Ralph, but they chose you probably because you're the toughest one there. You're the leader. You're the ringleader of the whole thing. Take it as a compliment. Take your lumps. Take it like a man. These 2 little girls voted for you, so what? That's part of the game. You voted one of them out, so good job. And you were considering voting the other one out, so why are you taking it so personally? As far as the rest of Steve's alliance, Mike, not a whole lot to say except, why was he ripping? Why was he ripping Grant's shirt off? I mean, I understand he's trying to, keep Grant from catching the ball during the challenge, but I don't know. It just seems like he could have been trying a little harder to catch the ball himself rather than ripping Grant's shirt. That didn't seem to be that great of a defensive strategy. Anyway, Ralph, I think Ralph is improving in his game. And Ralph is one of my favorites. Now that Matt is my second favorite, Matt is my favorite, I'd say Ralph is my second favorite now. Ralph is improving his game by shutting up. He hasn't really said a whole lot the last couple of episodes. I'm glad, because maybe this is showing, maybe he's got some intelligence to say, hey, look, our numbers are dwindling. We're getting down to our core 6 here, and pretty soon we're going to have to start cutting each other's throats. Maybe I need to shut up a little bit so that I don't have to play that idol too soon. So if that's what's going on in Ralph's mind, great job, Ralph, for realizing you need to kind of sink back into the shadows and let others, like Sarita and David, take some of the drama. Julie, I was going to mention her real quick here. I'm on the fence about Julie. I still don't know what I think of her. Sometimes I kind of like her a little bit. Sometimes I kind of don't like her a little bit. I don't really have any strong opinion about her yet. Now let's talk about David and Sarita. Sarita, wow. I don't know what the whole thing with the bacteria in the teeth was. That was just weird. How do you know that you had bacteria in your teeth? You know what I think happened? She was poking at her teeth with a stick or whatever, and she got a splinter in her gum. That's probably all it is. It happens to the best of us. I've had bits of toothpick get caught in my gum before, and it does hurt, but you just get it out of there and go on with your life. And as far as David goes, David, I think, at one time was probably playing for third, which isn't a bad place to be. But now he's playing for about fifth or sixth, which I don't get. I mean, what was all this about? Suddenly his lawyer instinct is coming out, and he's trying to defend Stephanie during Tribal Council. He's taking Stephanie's side, trying to say she's great at challenges, which if you watch the last couple of team challenges, Stephanie was not that great. She really sucked that other one where she had to be the caller and everybody was blindfolded and they had to do what she said. You know, she sucked. And then last night, personally, I think it was pretty much everybody's fault that they lost, but I would point the blame mostly at Stephanie because she was the one launching the balls and she wasn't hitting where they needed to go. She wasn't hitting the people that were open and unguarded. She was, you know, Ralph, she got like one to Ralph and he missed it, but, you know, he had what, Tweedledum in his way. He could have plowed her over easily, so I would have been shooting for Ralph the whole time, but she chose not to. Stephanie chose not to, and you know, so I don't think she's all that great at challenges. Plus, she's not in the alliance. David, you gotta remember, you're in an alliance here. You know, keep your alliance strong until there's nobody else left, or until there's a really good reason to break up the alliance. And neither one of them happened. You still had Stephanie to get rid of, and there was no reason to break up the alliance yet. Yeah, Sarita kind of sucks. She should be the next to go out of your tribe, but or you. But you know, wait until until all the enemy is completely gone. You know, Stephanie up until last night did not want anything to do with the Alliance of Six. She's made it very clear she wants to go over to the other side. You know, I realize that she hasn't said this right out in front of him, but it should be obvious. So it was just dumb on David's part to put himself in that position. I think he dropped from probably third place down to about fifth or maybe even sixth, showing that, you know, we got to get rid of David. We can't trust him now. So over to the other tribe, I think that covers everybody on Zapatera. So I'm an impotent, whatever it's called. I don't remember. So Boston Rob, I think Boston Rob is actually playing a pretty decent game so far, but he's got a lot of idiots on his tribe, so it makes it kind of easy. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about Boston Rob. He's just continuing to do what he does, and it's working for him this time. Philip, kind of like Julie. I kind of start to, well, not like Julie. I kind of start to like Philip, and then he opens his mouth and says bizarre things, and I'm like, what? You know, the whole lion and the gorilla, and I served for 4 years and 11 months and 13 days, and how is this linked into Survivor? I mean, somebody double-crosses you on Survivor, and so that you take that so personally that they're attacking the United States of America because of your service to this country? What? So yeah, Philip is still a screwball. I like him in the way that he's entertaining. Every time he opens his mouth, you know he's going to say something stupid. I did kind of feel for him, though, when he's like tending the fire, and those girls are just sitting there doing nothing. And let's talk about them next. Tweedledum, Tweedledee, I don't know their names. I still don't know their names. Okay, oh, I want to say this about Boston Rob, too. You watch these two girls, okay, and they've been on the island for, what, 2, maybe 3 weeks at this point. They gotta be smelly, right? So you see these two girls picking hair out of each other's armpits and off each other's legs. I mean, I don't want to get in that close to anybody's armpit after this amount of time on that island. So, you know, Rob, you're worried about Andrea and Matt when they were a couple. Look at these two, Tweedledum, Tweedledee, and they're picking at each other's armpits, and you know, if CBS could show it, they're probably doing the same thing to each other's, you know, but I'm not going to go there. Yeah, so Rob, you need to be paying attention to these two. They're a little too close. And I don't have anything against if there's, you know, whatever going on. I don't have anything against that type of thing, but you need to watch for that kind of thing, Rob. Just because they're not a boy and girl, there might be. Anyway, I don't want to accuse them of anything that maybe they're not really doing. So let's see, we covered everybody, but we have not talked about Grant too much other than the shirt ripping thing. Grant is currently my pick to win the whole game. He's not necessarily my favorite, but I think he's got a good chance of winning the whole thing. He's playing a solid game. He's aligned with a strong player, but he's not making the bold moves. He's letting Rob do all the bold moves, and that's going to come back and bite Rob in the ass, and Grant is going to look good. Grant is a physical player. If he makes it to the merge, he's going to dominate the challenges. So Grant right now is my favorite to win. We'll see what happens, but I think that he's got a very good chance. And Andrea, I don't get Andrea all of a sudden. I like her still. She might still be my third or fourth favorite, but I'll have to give that some thought. I don't understand. What was she so jealous about? Because Matt and Krista bonded over the Bible? It's not like, it's not like they went to a French restaurant and then they ordered, escargot, and then they took a stroll down the beach. And, it's not like they were doing all these romantic things. They bonded over the Bible. This is, there's these two lonely people stuck out there on Redemption Island by themselves. They're going to bond over something. I mean, this is just what people do. So I don't know what Andrea's getting so jealous about. I don't know why she's suddenly thinking about changing her game. Maybe that was just another red herring. Maybe the producers coaxed her into saying something like that, and maybe there was no real meaning to it. Maybe it's just something that's in the back of her mind that came out. So, Andrea, stick with Matt. I think you're foolish if you try to break bonds with him now. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Anyway, I think that does it for this week. I think I've covered everything. The challenges, the challenges were, the maze game was it was intense just because it was close, but it wasn't the greatest challenge. The launching ball game, they've done it before, but it is a great game, so I'm glad to see it come back. If they got to repeat challenges, it's good to see them repeat challenges that are at least fun to watch. A reward, actually, I should mention that the reward looked pretty cool, and the whole thing with the clue, yeah, I don't know what Philip was all about with the whole playing the secret agent game with Grant and Rob that made no sense to me. But anyway, so I think that does it, and go watch the other Survivor vlogs on this channel. Deborah, why aren't you making Survivor vlogs? You need to come back and make some. And anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week, and take it easy. Bye.